headphones on. This would be my seventh day. I think it's been a week now. And I've been doing videos every day at noon. Trying new things. Being Big Willie style over here. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for coming back to my podcast YouTube channel on my seventh day. Oh, I'm enjoying myself. These hot topics are really interesting and I'm digging them. So I hope you like and subscribe and share if you care. Let's get started. Today's topic is Monique and Lee Daniels. Now, it's been 13 years since this feud that's been going on with these two. Actually, it's one, two, three, four. It's four of them. It's let's see, let's go ahead and put oh my bad. Let's go ahead and put Oprah on the screen and Monique in the middle and Mr. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry look kind of crazy in my eyes. I can't. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know if Medea is coming out of me or what. But every time I see him, I see so much Medea. It's hard to. It's hard to take serious. Yeah. Y'all remember what happened 13 years ago with that movie Precious? Monique got an Oscar. I think she won an Oscar award that day. She did. Not sure what it was, best actress or I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me look this up right quick. Take a peek. Yeah, she was rewarded back in. I'm just looking up some information here. Let's see, Monique. She won Best Supportive Actress 13 years ago, 2009 for Precious. Remember that? She did that movie for Lee Daniels and won an Oscar for it too. And turned around and got blackballed. Have you guys ever heard of anybody winning an Oscar and then never being able to do good movies like that again? Being blackballed? Yeah, she did that movie. Did him a favor, did the movie. Um, can't rehash the whole thing, but I guess she had did the movie, did all her obligations. They wanted her to promote and go out and do video interviews about the movie. And she didn't want to do that. She wanted to stay home and take care of her kids or something. She needed a day off or something. She did him as a favor, because he was just coming up. And she was like, okay, I'll do this movie. But they was really asking a lot and they didn't really pay her, you know. So anyway, long story short, she and Lee Daniels have made up these two. That's a nice picture of her. Lee Daniels got some pearls on right here. um, yeah, they made up, you guys. And he said something of sort like, if I did anything to offend you, I'm sorry. If I did. What is that? If I did. You did offend me. But yeah, they made up, you guys. Um, and all is forgiven. How you guys feel about that? She went on stage somewhere and he and her had a hug and heartwarm feeling, and they made up. Trying to get both of us, all three of us on the screen here. Dun, dun, dun. How could I do this? Oh, I'm gonna go back to it. So yeah, how you guys feel about that? I'm happy. I'm happy that she's now being able to, get recognition from all the big hitters. Now we're just waiting on Oprah and Tyler Perry. We'll see if they come out of the woods. I think what's going to happen is she's going to start getting popular again. I think this going to be a good movie. Everybody wants to see her come back. And I think, and this is like him bringing her back and making a movie for her. I think that it's gonna come all full circle, and I hope it works out for her. I really do. I think it's just terrible how they did her like that. She spoke on it, and everybody was like, she they wasn't taking her serious. They didn't think that her speaking on it was the right thing to do. Her portraying Oprah, putting Oprah in the middle of it. She was mad at Oprah because of that. What happened when she went on that TV show and Oprah had her family on there cutting up. She felt like Oprah betrayed her. I think they're all was like really good friends, like really good friends. So that's why I cut so hard. Even she was friends with Tyler and she even called him on the phone and said, "Hey, you could stop this." And I don't know. He couldn't have put no good word for her. She was mad at all of them. Tyler, she put them all on Front Street. I think she went on a comedy show and said something about Oprah. It was kind of scandalous back in the day. I can't remember what it was, but it was something else. But it was all because of that movie, Precious. So, and they say she has a bad attitude, but I just think she speaks up for herself. She that Sagittarius. And she probably does put her foot in her mouth too. But Oprah wasn't gonna have it. You ain't gonna betray her and live to tell about it. And they all just dang. I mean, she worked, but she just didn't have any good roles. She was in that role where she was the auntie for those like adult kids. It's like a home for Christmas or something, or I don't remember the name of the movie, but she was in a couple, they weren't big movies, but she was in a couple here and there. But for the most part, her and her husband just kind of been doing their own thing. So now she's back on the acting. And I would also put this guy here as one of the guys that got it going, got it popping. Mr. 50 Cent here. 50 has said, "Do y'all think it's time to put your foot off of Monique's head?" Give it up for 50. Who knew 50'd be the one? 50 is good. People he'd be helping people with their careers. And I think 50 kind of put it out there like, if you guys don't move on it, I'm gonna move on it. And I'm gonna make her, big again. And you guys gonna be sad because y'all didn't make that move, and I did. And I think it was a smart thing to put it out there. And I guess Mr. Lee Daniels said, you ain't gonna put her out there before I do. So they made up. Good looking out, 50. I appreciate that. I think everybody does. You have some good redeeming qualities. Who knew 50 would be the saving grace? Oh, and another person I should speak on is T.S. Madison that had said something to Lee Daniels about, hey, do you think that possibly that we could oh, hey there, Crystal Kitty. Hello. I'm back here doing my show here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. We're talking about Monique and Lee Daniels over here. Kissy Kissy made up. And now Monique is going to be doing movies. She's going to do a movie with Tyler. It's going to be a nice one too. It's going to be interesting. So, yeah, and 50 Cent is and T.S. Madison is the one that kind of put the ear out that, it's time for us to stop blackballing uh stop blackballing Monique, and let her get a chance to, come out of that whole thing. That's just 13 years they blackballed her. So yeah, I'm glad to see that they're doing good and they made up. This is actually an older picture of them. They was actually really good friends. That's what's so sad about this. And they didn't even speak for 13 years. Mm, that's a long time. Her kids are all grown now. Wow. So anyway, they made up. They're gonna do a movie. I guess let me look at my notes here. Um Octavia Spencer was gonna do a movie called Demon House. It's an exorcism movie. Oh wow, that's gonna be deep. That's on Netflix. That's coming up. And she bailed out, and so I guess Monique is gonna take the place of her, and it's some kind of like counselor, social worker, family helps the I don't know the character or something, some kind of social worker, and she's going to be in that movie. And it's called Demon House. Huh. I bet it's gonna be good too. They both need to come out and do a good. He needs. Has he even been uh nominated for an Oscar since he did that Precious with Monique? So maybe they both need each other. At this point. Yeah, it's time to make movies and stop hating on each other. Yeah, I like that picture of those two. I like this one too. Although he's looking, I don't know. So yeah, we gonna move on from those guys. And then another one I wanted to talk about was this guy here on the far left. His name is what is his name? I got his name here somewhere. Um Lemmy Plummer. And I guess he is the founder of Zeus Network. We all know who Jocelyn is and her boyfriend, or maybe it is her husband now. I don't know. What is his name? Ballistic. These two were on that one show on the VH1 boot camp, marriage boot camp. And I actually liked that show with them on there. He seemed like a nice guy on that show. Um, yeah, Ballistic and Jocelyn. And this guy here is the owner of Zeus. So he's doing big things. He's only like let me see my notes here. He is April 10th. He's in Aries. He's from Detroit. He is how old is he? He's pretty young. He's born in 86. So he's a pretty young guy. He's already got some of the movies he's got Bad Boys or the TV show Bad Boys. These are all Zeus shows. Jocelyn Cabaret and One More Chance. Remember Chance on that show where him and his brother, I think his brother had passed away. That show has been running for a while. The Conversation, I guess that's what Natalie is in there, and Bobby Light and Roland. Oh, I know The Conversation. That's when they had that little sit down and they talk to each other. I never did see that one. I saw highlights of that. Tommy and Akbar was on that one. And then Doses of Drea. I've never seen any of that. Only time I ever see Drea is when she's on Instagram. Now Drea used to also be on Basketball Wives. The Baddies. I don't know what that one's about. And then what else? And then also Tokyo Tony was on the show. That again, I wish they okay, so Lemmy was on Funky Dinah, the TGIF show, and they were asking him about, his shows and why are they so ratchet. And of course, he was insulted by that, and he was just like, "No, are you calling my people that watch the show ratchet?" Or and he's in there, Funky's like, "Look." But you know what they never talked about? They never just went down to the nitty-gritty and asked, "Well, how you guys let that guy Ballistic kick that girl in the head?" Jocelyn was trying to whoop on her, and I guess the girl was getting the best of Jocelyn, which I find hard to believe, but hey, I guess the girl had hands. And uh she and Ballistic beat the girl to the ground and was kicking her in the head. Kicking her in the head, and I guess they have their bodyguards or, security and everything, but they didn't do nothing about it. They just sit there and watch it happen. But, I wanted Funky to ask them just flat out, how why you guys let people get beat up like that? I mean, okay, Jerry Springer, when they go off and they start fighting, and then before it got to a point where, anybody gets hurt, they know they're gonna fight. But before they let anybody get hurt, really get hurt, you stop it. But I guess this guy was saying, that, he has other shows, and that's just that one particular show, and, uh, this is what the viewers want to see that, and if we question it, then we are questioning the viewers and calling them, it's like, no, it's kind of a cop out, dude. Just make sure guys don't beat up girls. Can we just start there? Let's just start there. Don't let Ballistic beat up and kick young females in the head, and then we'll take it from there. I mean, and I guess they do sign up to come up there and start fighting and, going off on each other, but they don't need to be beating each other in the head. See, he's the CEO of the network, which is, actually pretty cool. I guess it's an app, and they got shows on there, and you pay for the app. It's like a cable channel, pay for it, and then you got all these TV shows that are on there, and they're all black shows. And Tony said she never got money. Tony said she never got money from Zeus Network. Remember when she was on there with their daughter and they were trying to find love for Tony? I think I watched like a couple of those, and Tokyo Tony said she did her makeup and did everything, and all she needed was to get paid, and then they didn't really pay her. I don't know how if that's true or not. I mean, that's what she said. I don't know. But the CEO basically put Funky and Dineva in place when he said, "Hey, I am the CEO. I don't know if you are. I own this. I'm young. and put kind of in a roundabout way told Tokyo, like I mean not Tokyo, Diva to stay in his place because he's not where he's at as far as being a CEO and, being young and upcoming of trying to do his own network, like you're not in my shoes type thing, so you don't know. And Funky was just like, keeping it funky. You just see, you could scale down a little bit of the ratchetness, but then the guy kind of spend it like Funky was saying that the people that are watching the show are ratchet. So I guess he feels that if we call the show ratchet, that we're saying that the audience is ratchet. And that's not the case. We're not saying the audience is ratchet. We're saying the show is ratchet. God, what's wrong with these people? um, but I guess that's the way he been in these fields for a while, so he knows how to spin it. And so basically, if you say that's like saying if I'm saying something, the people I can just spin it and say no. The people that are watching is what you say it is. Oh, my bad. So Funky was a little annoyed by that. But anyway, it got a little heated, and then the show just cut off. TGIF was like, "Oh, we're going to commercial," and then the guy was like, "Oh, I hope we come back and talk about some other things." And when they came back, the show was gone. It was over. So at least that part of the show that I saw on the internet. So I don't know. Um, the other two people on there, Claudia and I always forget the other guy's name. Anyway, they weren't much helpful. I guess the Funky was the one that was trying to, get in there and let him, ask questions. And the dude was just kept talking. He didn't even get a chance to really let Funky even ask him questions. He was talking over him and everything, you know. So anyway, that's what's going on. That's the hot topics. I just want to know why they let that girl get beat up like that. Oh, and another thing, they asked him about any lawsuits or anything, and he said, "Oh, he don't know anything about any lawsuits." So I don't know if they paid the girl off or what, but he said everything on his end is copacetic. There is no lawsuits. Nobody's complaining. Show is doing fine. People are watching. And he's moving on with his life. And another thing he said he can't really talk about certain things. So that's kind of code of like you're just not trying to get himself in a lawsuit by speaking on it. But that girl definitely said she was going to sue them. The cameras was still rolling. They said that if you go on the show, you sign up for that. And it's possible that ballistic can get up in you and you can't do nothing about it because that's what you signed up for. So I'm just like, if you sign up for a fight match, then let it be a fight match. Let you get in the rings and fight. Don't sit up and say you're doing a show for a fight match, and you got men beating up on girls, and Jocelyn. Come on now, Jocelyn. When does Jocelyn ever need anybody to help her beat up anyone? Look at these arms. She bigger than the CEO. Come on now. And then Ballistic gets in there. Come on. That poor girl. So I don't know. I don't know. I think Zeus could do a little bit better. At least stop having the men beating them on the girls. So how about that? But you know what? Having an app channel, you pretty much can do whatever you want. You can say what you want. You can do whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about sponsors. Um, holding anything up. And I guess they do a lot of other things besides Jocelyn's show. So I don't know. I need to go over there and check it out, but I don't even know how much it costs. The reason I know about the Tokyo is because I seen it on YouTube. I never belonged to Zeus Network. I remember when Monique was supposed to go and see what she can do over there at the Zeus, where they was talking about it. I'm glad she didn't. Not Monique. Nene from the Real House. Nene Leaks was talking about doing Zeus, but I'm glad she didn't go do that. It sounds like you could just wait on it and wait for your career to get. Don't go over there until you absolutely have to. Till they get it together, because it's a bad name to be beating up on girls. Men beating up on girls, and there is no such thing as the cabaret. Just they say it's not such thing as the cabaret. That's what Funky and Luann said. It's not real. It's just a front for the show, but it's really not. So when they're competing, it's not even really anything to compete, and the ladies know that. So I guess they participate in it. They know. So yeah, we are pretty much almost over here. I just wanted to get in here and talk about this and talk about 50 Cent helping out and TSA helping out with the Monique and Lee Daniels reunited, and it feels so good, huh? I'm happy. I hope she knocks it right out the box, and I hope Netflix. Well, I guess the show is gonna be on Netflix, so I guess they gonna make money regardless. But I remember how they did her. She spoke up on that too. Like, hey, man, she just has a lot of. She's just got to redeem herself from these people. Let it be known, Monique. Let it be known. And Lee Daniels, I haven't really heard much about him lately. He did that Stars. I don't know what the last thing he did. I don't even know what movies he done lately. I wonder what Oprah and Tyler Perry doing right now. Just gonna sit back and see what happens, huh? It's probably smart. Tyler Perry's a Virgo. You know he gonna overanalyze everything. And Oprah, Aquarius. She has so much money, it don't matter. She can just sit up in the air like she does. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this live. I just wanted to come on and speak my piece on this. And thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Hopefully you are. And I will be here every day at noon trying to get better at this. Enjoy your evening, or your afternoon, should I say. I'll go ahead and put on my little music. Out of here, my outro. Thank you. Enjoy your day.